Hey guys, I just wanted to let you know that this video is the introduction to a new playlist. I'm offering this free SCCM course to the YouTube community. Originally, guys, the plan was to do a 2-hour session about SCCM technologies, but with all the back and forth with my community and also on my own, I decided to do more, and it ended up being a 9 hours and 30 minutes long. So just with my voice and the session. So guys, I hope you will like it. I put really so much effort into it, and yeah, thank you for watching the video then. Okay guys, I think we are live. Let me check. Okay, perfect. I hope you guys are all doing well. um okay, it's going to be a big session, guys. It's going to be a big session, but as you know, it's better if I divide the live session instead of talking about everything one time. We're gonna first tackle the actual concept, troubleshooting, the basics of SCCM, but again, you will not see what I'm going to talk about. You will not see this on YouTube. And it's why I'm making this live session, guys. It's because I need to tell you again, for the new arrivals, some of the YouTube video that are really great for a tutorial about guide on how to set up SCCM. So instead of making the same video that everybody else does, it's better if I just talk about things that are not present on YouTube. So that's why I'm making this live session. And guys, it's better if you take notes. Of course, I will repost this on the group, but it's better if you just um you will have a clear understanding, and the concept will more sink in your head, sorry, in your head, if you write notes. Okay, so before we jump right in, last time we worked on setting up two sites. Remember, guys, we worked on this. Here it's my I made the same arrangements, so you won't have trouble with this. So here we have my actual Paris site. Okay, Paris site. Here my router, which connect these two network. Again, router is layer 3, guys, OC layer 3. So it means it connects network, IP address. It's all about identifying IP address. Okay, and remember, switch only MAC address, so it connect. You cannot use a switch for this. You can use a switch if you have many machine in your own local network and you want to divide. Okay, you want to use a VLAN, but for if you have a Paris site and then a Lille site, okay, you need a router, because a router identify network thanks to their IP address. It use their IP address. Okay, great. So I just forget to mention two notes that for me are important. Okay, there are some sort of prerequisites or notes or troubleshooting, call it as you want, but for me they are important and I forget to talk about it. So that's why I want to tackle those two things that I also had a lot from the way I help you and the way that we help, that other people in the group help also other people. So it's better if I talk about this. um okay, guys, when you are implementing your domain controller and you have other server, you have machine, you have etc., there is something that you need to do that, of course, when I started on my own, um, when I discover the world of virtualization and implementing your own lab, I didn't know about this, but you have to manually tell to Windows Time to sync locally and not use internet. And at first I had some big uh advanced troubleshooting, which I thought it was some advanced troubleshooting, and it was not. I just needed to sync my Windows time in order for my domain controller to be able to do this, or my SCCM, because everything is linked to the domain controller, to the Active Directory. So if something is going bad on your SCCM server, maybe there is something going bad on your domain controller, and or I don't know. It could be like everything could be linked. There is 1,000 factor on why you could have this troubleshooting, and it's better, guys. It's another recommendation for you. It's always good to start with basics troubleshooting, and most of the time it's this, because these engineers that build SCCM, Windows Server, etc., they did a very, very great job. Very, very great job. So if there's something that going bad, most of the time it's just basics. Okay, it could be of course advanced, but it's again, I'm gonna talk about also another stuff, but I don't want to talk about right now. So guys, just follow what I did here for you. Of course, I will put it in a group. I will add in a group. So when you do this, and again, guys, I forget to mention this. When you will have, sorry, I thought I'd mute my mic. So when you will have to do this, for example, in certain case, you don't have you will switch off your internet adapter. I don't know for what reason it could happen. You want to check something, you want to do some further test, and many times you would want to just like switch off your internet adapter. The thing is, when you do this, now the domain controller doesn't have any support to keep syncing the Windows time. So you have to manually say to Windows that you to Windows time to sync manually and locally your Windows time. Okay, so you just copy paste this in the command prompt. Okay, so PowerShell, whatever you want, um, and you just copy paste here what I just have, and you do the same. Hold on, guys. There is some sort of bug. Okay, I'm going to let it go for a moment. Okay, and then you just copy the rest that I did. So it means Windows restart. Okay, so sorry, resync it was, yeah, and then you will do the same for just stopping the services. The services are here. You could do it. You could do it manually. You don't need to use the services here, but you just find Windows time and you just start and repeat, start and repeat. Okay, guys. So, yep. Yeah. So it's this one. So now, the other thing that I forget to mention, and they are for me very important, very very important. So there is some of you guys. What is this? Okay, there is some of you guys that didn't get this concept, that is not that much clear. Again, I didn't see that on any YouTube video, but it's really important. Your actual domain controller, when you promote this Windows Server machine, for example, you still didn't promote this Windows Server machine as a domain controller, okay? You didn't promote it as being a domain controller. Once you promote it as a domain controller, local user and groups are replaced by domain management. For example, everything will now be managed by your domain, like antidote security. Here, it will not anymore be managed by any local user. um, Everything will be managed by your Active Directory. Okay, you can use anymore the local administrative account. Okay, so when you see here local security policy, or if you go to here computer management, normally here you will see local user account, but you don't have it anymore. You don't have it anymore because you promote it as a computer, as a domain controller. So everything on your local, on your domain machine will be a domain machine. It will not be anymore a local machine. It will not be split, because when you add, for example, this router that I add to the domain, there is a domain port, which is a, a domain that is only handled by Security, by the whole domain on Security. And there is also a port that is linked to your local, okay, your local administrative, your local account, simply as this. So if, for example, I log in, to my sorry, I log out, and I go to my local account. I can, and as you can see here, local user account. And some of you said, oh, maybe I have a big issue. I need to switch on this configuration so I could have a local account in my domain controller. It's not possible, guys. Once you promote it as a domain controller, it's done. Your Windows server belongs entirely to the domain, okay? So, okay, great. So now, I think I forget to mention also one thing. Yes, guys, it's about just replication. I know I covered this many times, but guys, replication are so much important if you have two network, or if you have two different network, two domain controllers, or just or just many domain controllers in one network. Don't Please don't matter about any of these things if you have just one domain controller. Okay, if you have one domain controller, don't think that any of your issue will be linked to this, to replication. Replication just means that you want to sync your domain controller, just the synchronization of your domain controller. That's it, guys. So first, the guys, the only thing that you need to do is this command. Okay, you just need to do this command in order to always verify replication. And I'm saying this also for your SCCM server. It's very important, especially when you have two SCCM server. Why I'm saying this? Because this SCCM server and this SCCM server is belong to the when you are setting up your SCCM, you are extending the Active Directory to this SCCM server, and you are nesting. It's like you're nesting this new SCCM server to the whole Active Directory. Okay? And if you don't replicate this domain controller to this domain controller, it means that it will create some confusion, because you will do certain stuff here. It will reflect, for example, on this domain controller, but it could cause issue on this part of the network, on this other site. So it's always best to replicate for just some issue that could happen. Okay, it's very important that you have your domain controller or sync. So just simply, guys, simply do this command. um do simply this command, rep, no, not this one. Yeah, normally I always have it. Okay, you see, because I always do it. Whenever I had like some before I do anything that could cause any troubleshoot, I always do this. So here, as you can see, no errors, no errors, no errors, no errors. Okay, so perfect. And then when I go here, normally it will be the same. Normally it will be the same. So it's just a shortcut, guys. I just do Windows X, sorry, and then I, and then you will have it. So yeah, normally, yep, I have it. So I just do this, and here is to check. Okay, here is to check if there is no errors. Oh, sorry. So as you can see, this command here, And guys, maybe I forget to mention, but please take notes because maybe you already know this, but I'm especially talking to the new arrivals. But guys, it's very important that you take note because I'm going to talk about stuff that are so much importance in order to understand how SCCM function. Okay, okay. So here I'm just cover what I forget to mention in the last video, but right now, like in a short period of time, are we gonna tackle the actual SCCM concept, understanding of the concept, troubleshooting, notion, things that you will not see on YouTube. Okay, so I highly recommend you to take notes. Of course, I'm gonna repost this on the group, but I'm just saying this for you so it could sink better in your head. So yeah, so we could check same here, just in case, just to see if the replication has been good. So successful. Okay, perfect. So now that we have covered the basics and like key setups about things I forget last time, let's move into the main topic, understanding SCCM. We will begin with what SCCM is, why it's so important, and how it fits into, I would say, IT management. Okay, guys, so let's get started.